Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. Today's focus is on a bullpen that's been tremendous recently. From the setup arms to the closers, this group literally changes outcomes of games, Singy.
It's been incredible to watch, Boog. And once the starters hand over the ball,
it's the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. First pitch coming at you right after the break. All right, just about set to go. And on the hill, the big righty, Sandy Alcantara. What do we have on him?
Yeah, his ERA last year was a little worse than average, so definitely be looking for better results this season. You know, one of the keys is just being able to have a consistent delivery and to be able to repeat that delivery so you can hit the spots that you want to hit and have a higher chance of being successful.
Swing and a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Here's Brandon Nimmo. Ground ball right side, could be two. Here's Edwards for one. Back to first, and that is a double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
And now it's Mark Vientos. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's towards center. Hill under it. Brings it in for the third out. It's the Mets nothing, Marlins coming up. You're dialed into the show. Back here in Miami, now the starting pitcher in this one, Frankie Montas. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Went back to the fastball, and it was effective.
Been a pretty rough start to this series for him at the plate. 3 strikeouts in the first game yesterday, another one right there. They've clearly got a great plan for how to deal with this guy right now.
Now here is Griffin Conine. And strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 out, bases empty. Swing and a ground ball, base hit right field. And he takes it himself for the out. And time now for the Marlins lineup. A really frustrating showing for them in their last game. Lots of traffic on the bases, but they left a ton of runners on base. Couldn't cash in their chances, Chris.
They had plenty of chances. There's nobody to blame it on but themselves offensively. They just did a poor job converting in those situations. You have to figure out what's your plan going to be. Maybe watch some tape from the last game. Make the adjustments. So if you get those opportunities in this one, you've got a much better chance of scoring some runs.
Swing and a ground ball out to short. Whips it across.
He's out.
And it's a 1-2-3 inning. End of 1, and we're still scoreless. And we're back. All set for the start of the inning. Now it's the rookie DH, Luis Angel Acuna. And that one is lifted in the air. He's there. He's got it. 1 up, 1 down. Brett Bryant up now for the Mets. This is a guy you got to keep an eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
Hill hauls it in for the out. And there are two down. 2 outs, base is empty. And stepping in for New York, Pete Alonso. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. And out of here. And that gives them a lead. It's 1-0.
Boog, his plan was to hit the ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
Base is empty with 2 away. Now it's the veteran outfielder, Juan Soto. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And that extends the inning.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Now up to hit, Francisco Lindor. Soto, the runner at first with 2 gone. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And that'll do it. Mets draw first blood thanks to this solo homer. It's now 1-0. Major League Baseball is on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. We head to the bottom of the second. And now for the Marlins, Connor Norby. Next offering is in for a strike.
Now just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
Got him swinging. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Off to a strong start, Singy, as he's punched out 3 of the first 5 he's faced.
Well, he's definitely minimizing contact. He can get the swing and miss when he needs it, but he'll also keep the defense fresh behind him, allowing some balls in play as well.
Out towards left center, and that's the inning. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. On to the 3rd inning, and stepping in for New York, Jeff McNeil.
I just love watching Alcantara get ready for games, Boog. He turns into a different person, just usually cracking jokes and having a good time, but start days are a different story. That's when things get serious for this guy.
Myers makes the grab, 1 down. Here's the Mets leadoff man, Luis Torrens. 1 down, base is empty. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
And that gets down for a base hit. And that forces the runner to hold on at second. 2 on with 1 away. Mark Vientos up now for the Mets. 2 on, 1 out. Now a rip into left center. And it one-hops the wall. 1 runs in, runner around third. The relay to the plate. Save, he beats it. And they lead by 3.
Picks himself up a couple of ribbies. Pretty much just a textbook double into the gap. And when you can drop one in there between the outfielders, you know you're making the turn at first. Just an excellent swing.
One out. Runner at second. Now it's the DH, Luis Angel Acuna. On the ground to short, Edwards. Slings it across. Got the out.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over.
Now a chance for Brett Bryant. Swing and a miss.
Clearly is sitting on a fastball right there. It just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
There's a swing and a drive. This one could be trouble. Coming home. He will score. And into second easily with a 2-out double.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Here's Pete Alonso. Smoke to right center, and this one's gonna go out of here. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they tack on to their lead. It's 6-0.
That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Now the Marlins manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Sandy Alcantara won't go any further, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this. Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Cal Quantrill.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Here's Juan Soto. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. It's 7-0. That's his 3rd straight game with a homer, Singy.
This dude is on fire, Boog. These kinds of streaks just don't come around too often. Back-to-back homers, always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
Here's Francisco Lindor. He caught it behind his back. Gathers and throws. It's there, and that's a great play. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 7-0. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here at Lone Depot Park as we go to the last of the 3rd. At the plate, Agustin Ramirez.
Well, every pitcher wants run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Now the left fielder, Dane Myers. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
2-2.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
2 outs, base is empty. Inside. Yeah, that's ball 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
Back here in Miami, Jeff McNeil stands in.
Jeff McNeil.
The 1-1 is cut on and missed at a pitch upstairs. And a rope into center field, base hit. And the leadoff man aboard. So the batting order turns over. Luis Torrens up now for the Mets. Fly ball center field. Hill. And there's one away. So a man aboard. Here's the center fielder, Brandon Nimmo. Swing and a ground ball, base hit right field. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now 1 out. Here's the third baseman, Mark Vientos. The 1-1. Right side. Sanchez makes the grab. Runner tags at second. The relay throw. And he's up to third safely with 2 gone. Digging in, Luis Angel Acuna. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Top half of inning number 4. In the air, right field. And that is that. 2 left for the Mets, and they hold a 7-0 lead. And we're back. And now the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. That one pushed foul. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
Simply said, this guy's flailing at the plate right now, just disconnected from head to toes in terms of the sink of his body. That's his 5th strikeout of the series, and we're just 2 games in. So hoping to see some kind of adjustment out of him. His at-bats are just a little tough to watch right now.
Cut on and lifted in the air, and that drops foul. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts.
Well, right now he's in cruise control, autopilot, just dominating these hitters. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a fun at bat. And all of a sudden, you become in awe of this guy on the mound. Somebody's got to break this thing up. That's 5 straight.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. And he strikes out the side for the 2nd time today. Miami down in order. They continue to trail 7-0. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league. In the air, right field, Sanchez. And there's one down.
Now batting, the first baseman,
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. In the air, center field, Paulie sizes this one up. 2 down. Juan Soto now.
right fielder.
2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. And that one hammered. And that's a home run into the upper deck. Into the second deck it goes. He's done it again. His 2nd homer of the game. And they add a run. It's 8-0. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. So impressive. You have to have such a clear and direct path to the baseball on a split finger, that location inside part of the plate. Did a tremendous job of staying inside of it and keeping that ball fair.
2 down, bases empty. Francisco Lindor up now for the Mets.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Popped up. Edwards makes the play, and it's out number 3. The Mets do pick up a run on this solo blast. It's now an 8-0 game. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. It's a bit of a blowout now, which gives us a bit more freedom here in the booth.
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
All right, Singy, when you played, how much of a fashionista were you? Would you come to the ballpark dressed to the nines?
No, I wouldn't. Even on the road trips, I was, pretty average. There were some guys that would dial it up, and there'd be some outfits where you're kind of double taking and saying, where in the world are you going? But overall, I'd say I kept it low key.
And now, Jonah Bride. And that one in the air center field. Nimmo has it sized up. And makes the grab. And there are 2 outs. 2 outs, base is empty. And at the plate for Miami, Graham Pauley. So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
Looking sharp, just a strike away from 5 shutout innings.
Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Nothing doing for the Marlins. Still 8-0. Back here at Lone Depot Park. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. Now it's the second baseman, Jeff McNeil. Line drive to short and caught.
Nice swing and good solid contact. That ball was smoked, but needed a little more lift to get into the outfield gap. Maybe a little more backspin.
So the lineup flips over. So up next for New York, Luis Torrens. Hit on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. Brandon Nimmo up now for the Mets. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Tracks it down for the out. That's out number 2.
Those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Swing and a miss. Full count now.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Now a fly ball to right center. Hill makes his way towards it. Got it. Nice grab. And that's the 3rd out. Mets leave 1 as it remains an 8-0 game. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Shambi with Chris Singleton in the booth, and leading off the bottom of the 6th, Agustin Ramirez. Montas winds and deals. There's the strike up high, and it's 1-2.
What's a good pitch there? Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Soto settles under it and makes the catch. One down.
Now batting, the left fielder, Dane.
And here is Dane Myers. Base is empty, one away here in the bottom of the sixth. In the air, left field, down the line. Lays out and makes the play.
That diving catch right there is the kind of play that just fires up the team, whether it's to make more great defensive plays or to get back in the dugout and swing the sticks.
And now the center fielder, Derek Hill. The pitch. On the ground. Vientos whips it to first. And that ends the inning. And the Marlins down quietly. And they're on the short end of an 8-0 score. Welcome back. We're in the seventh. We have a new pitcher on the mound. Jesus Tinoco. He's making his second appearance of the season. Luis Angel Acuna up now for the Mets. They say a win.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a ground ball, base hit right field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down. Here's the left fielder, Brett Bryant. One down, base is empty. To third, Norby. Throws to first in time. And 2 away to start the 7th. In steps the polar bear, Pete Alonso. He's got a couple homers already, so can he possibly do it again?
Come on, man. Of course he can. Those 2 he hit were legit, and he looks pretty locked in right now at the dish.
That's time.
And now before the 1-2, time is called at home plate. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Mets go down quickly as the lead holds at 8-0. Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary.
The right fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
You know, he's been so great today. Really just throwing whatever the catcher puts down. I mean, hasn't shaken off the catcher very.
This one lifted in the air, left field. Bryant snags it on the run.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his.
And that one is lifted in the air. In there, base hit. And the bid for history is gone. Safely into second. He's got a double. And up next for Miami, Xavier Edwards. 3-2 now. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he keeps putting up the Ks. That's number 11. Connor Norby, the next up for the Marlins. 95 with that one. The stuff has been excellent.
2 strikes.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far. Ball to strike. Well struck, right field. That's back there. Pulls it in on the warning track. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. One down, base is empty. Gets to it with a slide. Fires to first. Nicely done for the out.
Just so impressed with the movement on that play. Footwork was excellent. The arm strength was there. And, of course, the most important part was getting the out.
And now 2-1. 2 down, nobody on. And we're in the top of the 8th. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. And that is that. And we're back. Bottom of the inning. And now for the Marlins, Jonah Bride. Next offering way off the plate.
Well, just about to hit that century mark. 100 pitches for this game.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Jose Buto gets the call from the pen.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Swing and a ground ball. Toss to Alonso. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, second baseman, Brad.
And at the plate for Miami, Graham Pauley. And fires in a fastball at 95. Battling here as he fouls it away. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 away.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Swing and a chopper out to short. Zips it across.
He's out.
Marlins set down in order. This one pretty well decided at this point. Through 8. New inning getting started. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Luis Torrens. Swings through that one.
They can live up in the zone all game if hitters will chase it. That's just too much velocity. Hitters got to look down in the zone.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Brandon Nimmo up now for the Mets. That's hard hit on the line. Puts it away for the out.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Tosses to first. And that is that. Nothing. Back here in Miami, all set for the bottom of the 9th. And now for the Marlins. And here comes the Mets manager to the mound.
Pitching for the Mets, number 33.
2-2.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, we saw a solid effort out of their starter, and the bullpen is following suit. It's just a good day as a manager or as a pitching coach when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms and get stability from all of their performances.
So they're down to their final out. Now, Jesus Sanchez. The Fish down to their final strike. And he hits a ground ball right side, and foul ball. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. That's the ball game.
When you win 5 in a row, the confidence just goes to another level, and you start to gain this momentum, and you think that you're never going to lose a game again because things are clicking up and down the lineup. Pitchers are pitching. The team is making the plays defensively. This is the kind of feeling, it's not going to last all season long, but you want to ride it as long as you possibly can, perhaps push it up to double digits.
8-0 is how this one ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.